Lakers postgame show.
Big is back. It's bigger. It's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Lakers basketball is a final.
877-710 ESPN.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Tipping off now.
Now, here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, final score tonight in Denver. Lakers lose 108 to 103. They're down 0-2 now in the series. The Denver Nuggets hold serve. They win both of their games here at home. Lakers got a lot of work to do. It's the best way I could put it, a lot of work to do. Frustrating game tonight. Got to be honest, Laker fans. I thought the style of basketball favored the Lakers. I thought this is how they win games. This is their identity. Ugly, get to the free throw line, play defense, make Joker's life a living hell. For the most part, create a very, very difficult. Jamal Murray at halftime was 3 of 13 from the field, making his life a living hell as well. And when the dust settles, fourth quarter, when it's clutch time, right? When your stars are supposed to take you home, the only star in this one in that fourth quarter was Jamal Murray. LeBron, didn't happen. Anthony Davis, did not happen. Definitely did not happen. And the Lakers, for some reasons, just started settling for threes. I didn't understand what was going on, some of the shot selection that they had. And if you're going to say, hey, it's tired legs, and if you're going to say they're winded and this and that, okay, fine. However, there's a good chance here that you could have stole one of these games here in Denver. So they make that mountain that much tougher to climb. And the Lakers obviously got a ton of work now. Back in Los Angeles, you got to win both of those games. There is no split. You got to win both of those games. There's no margin for error in those next two games coming up. I'm going to throw out the phone number, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. So if you're out driving around, listening on the ESPN LA app or on any of our streaming platforms, we appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Need a break from the everyday? Well, fans, it might be your lucky day because tonight, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is giving away a 2-night stay, plus dinner and golf or bowling for two. Make any day your lucky day. Book now at fantasyspringsresort.com. Lakers lose tonight. Final score, 108 to 103. We'll start taking some of the calls. Before we do, let's take a quick listen to Lakers head coach Darvin Ham.
Darvin, not a typical night efficiency-wise from LeBron and AD. I just wondered if you saw anything and some of the shots they were missing and how that built as the second half went on.
Yeah, we missed some pretty good looks. First of all, respect to them. They did what they were supposed to do, take care of their home floor, held serve. And now it's on us to fill our cups back up and go do what we need to do on our home floor, starting with Game 3. That's all we need to be concerned about is Game 3. In terms of the efficiency, we were aggressive, came out a whole lot better than we did in Game 1. Again, the increments in which we're improving as this series goes on, albeit it's only been 2 games. We did a lot of good things out there tonight. We had some lulls that they were able to take advantage of. Did a great job defensively in the first half, majority of the third, and then, kind of got out of rhythm offensively, and they caught fire. And that combination usually leads to your demise. But, proud of our guys. They bounced back. We addressed a lot of things that we said we were going to try to do better. Still got to be better in transition D. But overall, the energy was there, the effort was there, the urgency was there. We just caught a bad stretch.
You mentioned the shooting. Denver was 7 for 25 from 3, but getting good looks in the first 3 quarters. They hit those 5 straight. What's the philosophy in trying to deal with the ball screens there and still think about Jokic?
Can't relax off the ball. They're one of the better off-ball offensive teams in the league, and you cannot relax. They set those back screens, and they're slipping out. And Jokic is giving the hand back to Green or whoever, Gordon. We just can't relax off the ball. They draw a lot of attention in the half court, and then, they had some other guys step up as well in terms of Michael Porter Jr. So it's Bruce Brown. It's just got to be, again, tighten the screws, continue to extract what we can from these games to help us be in a position to take care of business once we get home in Game 3.
Darvin, two-part question. One, you changed the starting group, put Vando in for Dennis. I guess that was the normal starting group you guys have been going with, but how'd you decide on that? And then second thing was kind of changing the matchups down the stretch where you put LeBron on Jokic, Rui on Jamal, so you could kind of switch their two-man action. Just that decision as well.
Yeah, I mean, just starting Vando, just, inserting some energy and some size and athleticism into the lineup. And then, as you mentioned, that was our starting lineup for the remainder of the regular season, and the only time it wasn't our starting lineup was Game 6 against Golden State. So, and Game 1 here, and so getting him back out there, allowing him to putting a bigger body on Murray, I thought it was effective. And as far as just running different guys at Jokic, we're gonna have to guard him by committee. AD does the best job he could possibly do in a one-on-one. But again, even when A is guarding him straight up, our guys off the ball have to have their antennas up, be in a position to help, and then close out effectively, not being undisciplined with their closeouts. But again, your Joker is just one of those guys. You got to change matchups. You got to change coverages. And I won't get into any details about what we plan to do going forward, but that's just the way it is. And in general terms, like he's going to make you work. He's going to make you go on your bag of tricks and try to slow him down.
Darvin, with LeBron spending so many possessions guarding Jokic, do you think that had anything to do with his shot selection in the fourth quarter, taking threes early on in the quarter versus driving?
I just thought he was trying to make a play for his teammates. He was open. They're playing off of him. He's a highly capable three-point shooter. He let it fly. With our team overall just wanting us to continuously play downhill. That's something I really, really want to harp on. I think we, went from 16 to 10 free throws in the second half. Like we have to continuously play with aggression. And again, like I always say, love and live in the paint. And that'll allow some of those three-point attempts to be that much more open and that much more in rhythm.
All right, that is Lakers head coach Darvin Ham right there. So Lakers lose 108 to 103. I know we got a ton of Laker fans that want to react to tonight's loss. We'll do that when we come back. Stay right here. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
George Chevrolet.
Well, Michael, I promised you, if the Lakers won this game and gave us Mother's Day off, that in honor of Mother's Day, I would tell a Yo Mama joke. Are you ready?
Better be a good one.
All right, you can be the judge. Yo Mama is so silly that she spent 5 hours staring at a glass of orange juice because it said concentrate on the package.
Oh, I like that. Yo Mama is so old that when she went to the Grand Canyon, it was a ditch. How about that one?
Like that? Tell the people that phony water is back.
LA area.
Tell the people that phony water is back.
LA area.
Tell the people that phony water is back.
LA area.
Tell the people that phony water is back.
LA area.
Postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game
And your reaction on the Lakers line. Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker, only at pizzahut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers Postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Alan Sliwa.
Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct, high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit vistapaint.com and start saving. Points in the Paint tonight. Lakers win that battle 48-46. The only score that matters is the final score. Lakers lose that battle 108-103, the final score. We're going to get to Austin Reaves here in just a second, but I want to spend some time taking some calls from Laker fans. Let's start off with Chino in Hawthorne. Chino, appreciate you calling in.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me.
Got it, man.
Yeah, so all I wanted to say, I'm watching the game at a local bar here, and I really want to talk about Anthony Davis and LeBron. I think for the most part, Anthony Davis played a decent game. Nobody was sighing or anything when he was taking his shots. He was just missing a lot of them. LeBron, on the other hand, from the missed layups to the missed dunks, and then all those missed threes, we thought he could have done a better job of just facilitating a bit more. They kind of went away from Rui and Austin Reaves, who were close to perfect from the field for most of the game, and I think they could have done a better job of getting them more involved in the offense later on.
Chino, I appreciate you calling in. You know, I say this on AD, 18 points, 4 block shots, did have 4 turnovers as well. 14 rebounds, 4 assists. But offensively for Anthony Davis, I don't have to tell you, that's not enough. It's just not. 4 of 15 from the field. Got to the free throw line, 9 of 11. I didn't like some of his looks. I thought there were times where he wasn't aggressive enough or he was settling for a shot. I thought there were other times where just the timing of some of his threes, he took 2 threes late that it just made no sense to me. Turned to John and Michael, and it was kind of my hands up. Why the 3? They don't need a 3. The LeBron piece of it, you know, it looks like LeBron, if you take away the threes, LeBron shot 9 of 13, but he's 0 of 6 from the three-point line. It seems like Bron is trying to hit a home run with some of these threes, and it could just be as simple as, it's the best I got at this stage of the game. I'm going to fire up a 3, and I hope it goes in, and it could change the whole complexion of the game. Or I missed the 3, and it could change it the other way, which that's exactly what happened for the Denver Nuggets. All right, let's take a couple more calls here. Steven in L.A. What's going on, Steven?
Just want to say thanks for taking my call. And you kind of hit the nail on the head. Shot selection, I feel like a couple of things they could kind of help to assist or better that on Saturday. You got to get the offense going, I feel like, a lot faster. I feel like a lot of times, especially on a possession where they get scored on, you're getting the ball across the court at like 17, 16 seconds, really cutting your time down. And in addition to that, I feel like, especially in times you get the Nuggets in foul trouble, like half of the quarter they're in the bonus, we're not really attacking the rim. So, you know, I'm really hoping we can make those adjustments moving into Saturday, hopefully make it a 2-1 series.
Steven, thank you, brother. Nick in Riverside, what's going on, Nick?
Great first half of the game. I was really liking what we were doing. Thank goodness for Rui Hachimura and Austin Reaves for keeping us in. And our defense, we were doing pretty good. But I'm just concerned, first of all, about when LeBron James hurt himself. I think it was like late in the fourth or mid-fourth quarter. I don't know how that's going to carry over. He seems fine. I know it's going to be a lingering problem, but AD was disappointing as well. Even that three-pointer that he made with like 2.5, 3 minutes or somewhere around there. I just didn't like the shot selection. I know he made it, but I just hope in Game 3 we have better shot selection. And I don't know. I'm a little worried about LeBron, to be honest, right now. Like, I feel like we got to hopefully he gets better. So that's it.
Appreciate you calling in. Yeah, a couple things for me. I thought at the end of games, this is what you want. You want your stars to take over the game. What Austin Reaves and what Rui Hachimura were able to do tonight was great, but you want your stars to take over at the end of games. The only star that took over at the end of this game tonight was Jamal Murray. that was the star, And however, wherever you look at Jamal Murray when it comes to where he ranks with guards in the NBA, where he ranks among stars in the NBA, doesn't matter. It's a Western Conference Finals. And he put up 23 points in the fourth quarter. He was cold-blooded in the fourth quarter. A lot of tough shots, making threes with a hand in his face, making threes over AD, over Bron. He was big time tonight. And unfortunately for the Lakers, Jamal Murray stepped up in the final 12 minutes, and I thought the Lakers stars weren't there on a consistent basis. And that's your ball game right there. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the other team. The difference with this one tonight, I felt like the Lakers had opportunities to win the game. The style of play, if you'd have told me tonight, hey, the Denver's scoring 108 points, I would sit back and say, okay, hey, I like that total. That gives the Lakers a really good chance to win this game, and it obviously didn't happen. Gave up 32 points in the fourth. So 27 in the first, 21 in the second, and then 28 and 32. So Denver kind of started finding a little bit of their stride there as we got to that fourth quarter. Let's take one more call, and then we're going to go to Austin Reaves. Anthony in New Mexico. What's going on, Anthony?
Hey, Slee. I have a question, man. I think Darvin Ham, he's just too lax. He really needs to – does he not have the man up to tell Bron, dude, you can't be taking these bad threes late in the game? And I know why Bron is launching these threes, because I know he's darn tired and stuff like that. Does Ham have it to tell Bron, like, dude, that's not what we need right now?
Well, let me give you an example, because Darvin Ham said after game one, remember, Bron took a three with 45 seconds left, and that was to try to tie the game. It didn't happen. Denver obviously ended up winning the game, and said that I'm going to take my chances with LeBron James making that decision. I think sometimes Bron might feel like he's got everything on his shoulders. I don't agree with it. I think that Lakers are most effective when you don't know who's going to take the right shot. And I'm sure if you're Denver, if you see Bron pulling up and taking a tough 25-footer, you're saying, all right, go ahead and take it. Better you doing that than getting to the paint or getting to the basket or getting to the free throw line. All right, Austin Reaves tonight. He played well, and the Lakers lost 108-103. Reaves had 22 points, also had 5 assists. Here's Austin Reaves on the Lakers loss.
Austin, what do you think the physical challenge has been these two games where last game you talked about the energy and effort early and not being there. It seemed like it was there tonight. Where did you feel like that, how the second half ended up making a difference? It wasn't energy, but what was it about? Yeah, what was it about Denver in that second half then?
Of tonight or last game? I mean, I think there was four possessions in a row where they hit 4 threes. A couple of them were really contested, and I think a couple of them were kind of defensive breakdowns. But tip your hat. They made shots when they needed to.
What's the defensive difficulty, I suppose, of trying to make sure you're staying with Jokic as a team and then also get out to the ball screens and limit what the threes are? How do you guys play that?
Yeah, I mean, Jokic, like I said last night, or 2 nights ago, he's so good at making everybody around him, up to their potential. He gets the max out of every player he has just by the way he demands everybody's focus, the way he can pass the ball. I mean, I thought for the most part we defended well. Besides, a couple of those possessions where they got a couple threes. But like I said, tip your hat off and move on.
Austin, did it feel like there was an opportunity or that maybe there were points left on the court in the first quarter when defensively you guys had them pretty locked up, you guys were getting to the line, but I think still only up 5 at halftime after having some opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, it's the game. I'm sure you could go ask the same question to their guys, and they say the same thing. Yeah, there's always things that you could do better to build on a lead or sustain a lead. But we competed tonight, and like I said, there's a couple breakdowns. But yeah, no, there's always in every game, situations where you look back and think, if we did this instead of this, we could have had a 6-point lead or an 8-point lead, but it's just the nature of all sports. Those things happen.
Austin, Coach was saying that the challenge now is not to get down. From a mental and emotional standpoint, what is the challenge for you guys there?
Yeah, don't get down. I mean, Denver's the 1 seed for a reason. You know, they're a really good basketball team, and quote unquote, they did what they were supposed to do here. Obviously, we don't love that. We wish we could have got 1, 2, whatever. But it's time for us to, lock in on Game 3, see what we did in this game, last game that worked, didn't work, areas that we could get better, watch film, and I could just move on. You can't, I wish you could win them all, but it's not the nature of any sport.
All right, that's Austin Reaves right there. Renee in Cerritos. Renee, appreciate you calling in. What's going on?
Yes, the first thing was we're playing a good, solid game. Everything's going good. We got momentum going. And that dunk that LeBron tried, he was trying to do a reverse dunk. We can go up by 9 at that point, come back, play a little defense. We might get it into double digits. And then, of course, I hate always saying it, but LeBron, those threes, one by one, every time we're flat-footed. I've called you before. We're flat-footed. They get a break. Each one, I just don't get it. We're up by 9, then we're up by 7, then we're up by 3, it just changed the whole game. LeBron's supposed to have the best IQ in the history of basketball, and I don't know what happens to him in the fourth. And the other thing is, I don't get why Ham had D'Lo in the fourth on out there, because if he's not hitting, he's really not enough of a defensive presence to keep him out on the fourth quarter, and that's where a lot of our breakdowns were again. And I don't get how long we can keep Vanderbilt out there, because he is basically zero on offense. I know he tries hard. I know he plays a lot of defense.
I'm going to jump in real quick. Appreciate you calling in. The D'Lo front, non-factor. He's been a non-factor in this series. So, the best way that I can put it, Austin Reaves has continued to show his value. Rui definitely showing some value here. Dennis Schroeder, hey, I'm down to pick up full court. And don't get me wrong, Dennis Schroeder did not have one of those games. Even though he had a bad shooting night, he's still +5 in the plus-minus. But D'Lo has not been – he can go off for a game, but he has not impacted the game the way the Lakers would like to, or the way he needs to impact the game. And then I'll tell you why Bron is taking those shots and still taking those shots. Because he's LeBron James, and that's what he's done his whole career, and still thinks he can – obviously find a way to win a game, and if the game's on the line, he wants the ball in his hands. That's just something that's never going to go away from him. That's locked in his head, whether it's the right decision or not. But I am with you. I'd love to see some more set plays. I'd love to see the Lakers have some more motion. You're not sure who's going to take the shot. It all just depends on the defense. You kind of take what the defense gives you. That was not the case for the Lakers. Rui Hachimura, 21 points, 8 of 10 from the field. Here's Rui.
Rui, just individually, what have you noticed about this matchup for you in the spots that you're able to get to have the kind of efficiency you're having on offense?
I just trying to be aggressive in both hands, and especially they're big, so I think for this series, the coach has been telling me, it's going to be a big series for me, so I just I was ready for this, and we lost. It was this game too. It was a tough one for sure. Yeah.
You held them to 108 points, but obviously they have that huge run in the fourth quarter with the 5 straight threes. So what are you noticing about their offense and you guys trying to keep Jokic down and then them getting threes on the other side?
Yeah, they made tough shots. It was I think we did a pretty good job on Jokic and. Guarding the shooters, but they just shoot over us. I just say they're big, so they can just shoot over us. So just gotta we just gotta play harder. I think that's gonna be a key.
Rui, what do you think of the job that LeBron did on Jokic for a lot of the third and fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think it was good. He was trying to give him the ball. He was in the front, and he couldn't even get the ball. So I think it was good. during the game, me and him talk about it. We're gonna switch the matchup, and I think he worked out.
Rui, I know you guys are undefeated at home and confident heading back for Game 3, but do you feel like tonight there was a little bit of a missed opportunity given up by 11 multiple times, especially in that third quarter there before they went on the little bit of a run?
Yeah, it was just they made a tough shot, especially it was their home, so they did what they're supposed to do. So now we're going home and we got 2 games, so we just got to take care of the business. We just got to win those games, and we got to tie the series.
Rui Hachimura for the Lakers. Lakers lose a game 108-103. We come back, we'll spend a little time taking some more phone calls. We'll get a chance to hear from more of the players. I'm sure LeBron and Anthony Davis will address the media as well. We'll do all that coming up next. Stay right here. Thanks for being a part of the show. Pizza Hut Lakers post-game show on 710 ESPN.
Like that, telling people that phony water is back.
LA area.
Telling people that phony water is back.
LA area.
Telling people that phony water is back.
LA area.
Telling people that phony water is back.
LA area.
Well, Michael, I promised you, if the Lakers won this game and gave us Mother's Day off, that in honor of Mother's Day, I would tell a Yo Mama joke. Are you ready?
Better be a good one.
All right, you can be the judge. Yo Mama is so silly that she spent 5 hours staring at a glass of orange juice because it said concentrate on the package.
Oh, I like that. Yo Mama is so old that when she went to the Grand Canyon, it was a ditch. How about that one?
Play here. You're listening to the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal.
Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Once again,
here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, Lakers lose Game 2 here in Denver, 108-103, the final score. Down 0-2. Read off a couple quotes here. We'll get LeBron James here shortly. Dave McMenamin says LeBron twisted his left ankle late in Game 2 by stepping on Aaron Gordon's foot. He was evaluated after the game, but Sunday's Game 3 isn't in question. They're still there. He's talking about his ankle. Little ankle isn't going to stop me. So LeBron talking about obviously his injury late in that fourth quarter. We got Bron. We're going to go to Bron in a second. I want to get to a few more calls before we do. Terry in the LBC. What's going on, Terry?
Man, you hear me?
Yes, got you, bud.
I'm just hurt that LeBron James just continued to shoot threes when he's so powerful. He can go inside and score anytime he wants. They bounce off of him, but he continues to try to be Steph Curry. He just has to be smarter. He got to trust Reaves. Put the ball in Reaves' hand. Let him be the point guard. Tell Bron to go post in so he can play center and deliver the ball to open shooters when they double him. He just don't understand. He has the advantage, but he just wants to be Steph Curry. And if he don't win the championship,
Terry, I like what you said.
He has to be tired.
I like what you said about the post. Go down in the block, go down the post. And Anthony Davis, I would say the same exact thing about AD. Lakers went through such a long stretch. I think there was a point in the fourth quarter. It was 20-5 an advantage for the Denver Nuggets. To be honest with you, even the end of the game, I think the Lakers got lucky. Austin Reaves banked a three, a couple of mistakes from the Denver Nuggets. Probably shouldn't have been that close. I mean, it went from 12 all the way to 2 in this span of a few minutes or so. Austin Reaves banked a three, and it went all the way down to 2, and then some free throws for Jamal Murray, and they were able to make it a two-possession game again. And even there was a point in the game, fourth quarter, I don't know how much time was it, maybe 30 seconds left. Bron steals the ball, misses a layup. They could have got down to 2 again. They also made their own mistakes. And I know the shot selection is a problem. It's an issue, and it's been an issue, to be honest with you. Paul in Studio City. What's going on, Paul?
You guys have covered so much of it that all I want to add to this conversation, Slee, everyone's beating up on LeBron for the threes. That's the obvious one tonight. I've been saying it for months. All I'm going to say is it really concerns me to hear Darvin Ham in that interview while I was waiting say that LeBron is a credible three-point shooter. He was in the past. He needs to look at someone show him the tape, please, at 7-10. Sit down with Darvin Ham and show him the tape from the playoffs of why LeBron's 20%. That's number one. But on a positive, we got to pay Austin Reaves. I hope we don't let this guy go. There's a lot of, he passes the eye test I think that kid could be the future of the Lakers. So I'm really excited about that. And there was a lot of swallowing the whistle tonight. I don't want to make excuses for the Lakers, but man, I just hope our refs give us the same home cooking that they got in Denver, because there was a lot of no calls that were, and then not to mention the basket interference on AD and stuff. I mean, a lot of calls that were ticky-tacky, and they all went in Denver's way tonight. So, we can win 2 in a row. A lot went Denver's way tonight. We're due. I think Game 3 will be good. We just got to win Game 3 and 4. So, I like that they're still in these games, even though all this stuff's going on,
Paul, thanks for calling in. We're going to go to Bron in just a second. I want to make this point. I think sometimes we get caught up, and this is natural. When your team loses, it's what did our team do wrong? And there's plenty of things. I mean, we've listed all of them. Jamal Murray won the game for the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray hit tough shot after tough shot in clutch situations. And even if Jamal Murray he had an unbelievable fourth quarter. I know I read this a little bit earlier. If you're just tuning in right now, I'll tell you exactly what Jamal Murray did. 23 points in the fourth quarter. 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 4 of 5 from the three-point line, 6 of 7 from the field. He was incredible. 23 points. Jamal Murray delivered on one of the biggest stages, and obviously one of the biggest stages in his career. And I only point that out because we're very critical on what the Lakers did, as we should be. It is the Lakers post-game show. But Jamal Murray also was as clutch as can possibly be. All right, let's get to LeBron James. Here's Bron on the Lakers' loss.
Was that the ankle that you caught late, and how's it feeling?
Yeah, I think I stepped on somebody's foot. I think it was maybe Aaron Gordon or one of the guys up underneath the basket, but it'll be fine.
And LeBron, what did you feel like when Denver was hitting those 5 straight threes? Like, what's the differences in your coverages and what you're trying to do battling Jokic and not letting them get in there versus what you're giving up on the outside?
Only one of them was uncontested. All of them was just great contests. 2 of Maul's threes was right in the face of me and AD. And Michael Porter Jr. one by our bench was right in the face of AR after a transition. They was winning transition. Bruce Brown had one as well with a contest. That was it. The three-point line is what killed us in the fourth, but I didn't see many breakdowns, though.
AD, Did they do anything different defensively tonight against you than in Game 1? And what do you think it'll take to bounce back in Game 3?
No. I got the same looks. A lot of them were just short tonight. So I'll be better.
Not that it's an excuse, but you guys exerted so much energy early, both of you defensively on Nikola Jokic. Did you feel like legs or fatigue factored at all late?
No. I mean, if you're not tired in the postseason, then everybody's tired.
LeBron, obviously there's two teams playing here. You guys playing on one team in the West, and Jamal Murray had a remarkable performance, particularly in the fourth quarter. Just what did you see out of him, and what type of rhythm was he able to find against your guys' defense?
I mean, he made shots. He made shots at the end of the clock when we guarded for 24 seconds. He made two big-time shots, one over AD, one over myself. Had some mid-range game going, but he had a three-point shot going in the fourth. It's no surprise to anybody who's done it before. Hate to be on the other side of it, but like I said, I don't feel like we had many breakdowns when he was doing what he was doing. He made shots, and sometimes it's just make or miss league. I feel like defensively we were really good. I mean, they shot 43% for the number one offense in the league. So it just sucks that them 5 threes in the fourth definitely killed us.
What would you guys make of the starting lineup adjustment, going back to the starting lineup you guys have been using for most of the second half of the season, and just kind of playing bigger lineups in general tonight?
I really don't. It doesn't matter at this point who starts, who comes off the bench. It's just about how we can get it done and win a game. That's all that matters.
LeBron, they haven't lost a game at home in the postseason. Neither of you guys. When you include the play-in, I think you won the last 7. Does that give you guys any more? Is that a benefit for you guys going home knowing you haven't lost a game?
No, I mean, we still got to play with the same desperation as we did tonight. I mean, we came out with an L, but it doesn't give us any more comfort. You can't go into any postseason game with comfort just because you either haven't lost at home or you're going back home. I think it's even more you got to be on edge, because when you go home, you're getting your own bed, you're around your family, everybody's being cool and jolly and everything. Nah, you got to be even more on edge when you get home. So, we got to understand that going back and being down 0-2, there's no reason for us to get comfortable.
Brown, after these two games, what do you think do you need to improve and keep doing now that you are going home?
I think we improved from game 1 to game 2. And if we can do the same thing from game 2 to game 3, we'll put ourselves in a position to win.
Brian, you've been in this position before, and 3 times you've won. From a mental, emotional standpoint, what do you take out of that can be applied, if anything?
I mean, what do you take out of it is the fact that this is not the NCAA tournament. It's the first team to 4 wins. And we have an opportunity to go home and play great basketball and home serve. Until the team beats you 4 times, then you always have an opportunity to come out of it. So that's the confidence that we should have. And I know it's going to be a tough hill to climb up, but we still have an opportunity to play good basketball and play the best basketball of the series in Game 3. And like I said, if we can get better from Game 2 like we did tonight to Game 3, then we put ourselves in a position to do that.
All right, that's LeBron James. That's Anthony Davis. Lakers lose 108-103. Squeeze in a few more calls here. Steve in La Habra. What's going on, Steve?
Hey, not much. How are you doing? I just want to say Funches does a great job of screening the phone calls. He really pumps me up to bring my A game. But a lot of people have already said what I wanted to say, and that is, LeBron used to be not a great three-point shooter, an okay three-point shooter. Again, repeating what an earlier caller said, when the coach said that he is more than a capable three-point shooter, he no longer is. Just like Kareem lost his game, just like Worthy lost his game, it happens to all the greats. He has to change his game just like Jordan did. Just go down low and bull people over, get fouled, get to the line. Once he starts shooting three-pointers, it works the other way around for fast breaks, and that's the Lakers' Achilles heel.
Steve, thanks for the call. Yeah, I think sometimes it's a feel, too, right? You get – if you hit a couple early and it's like, all right, hey, this is my night. I'm going to start hitting these shots. That's a different story. But tonight, that certainly wasn't the case. Ken in Newport Beach, what's going on, Ken?
Hi, Alan.
50-year Laker fan, I'm not sure I can be more disappointed. Two biggest reasons they lost the game. Ryu was unbelievable in the first half. He was 8 for 9, but just start the second half, no. He goes with his two guard, Dennis and D'Lo. 5 for 16 and played 62 minutes. Makes zero sense, even after three of them out there. As far as LeBron, 0 for 6, 0 for 10 in the series. He's shooting 18% in the 14 games. And I'm sorry. The guy is a great player, but he's a terrible three-point shooter. And quite honestly, in this series and in the playoffs, he's become Russell Westbrook, taking shots he never should have taken, and they're giving him the shots. Very disappointed.
Thanks for calling in. I'm going to squeeze in a couple more quick calls here. Brad calling all the way out from Tennessee. Brad, what's going on?
Hey, Alan, thanks for taking my call. Just to piggyback off the last caller, I mean, LeBron has now missed his last 19 three-point shots in the fourth quarter. He's shooting like 20%. He is one of the highest IQ players we've ever seen. He's got to know, like, what that's doing to the Lakers, especially in transition defense when they're long misses and they're out running. Like, he doesn't have the fresh legs like he used to. He's not, 28 years old anymore. He's got to understand, like the last caller said, he needs to change his game, play bully ball, and they've got to get more guys involved. Like, you've got to get more out of D'Lo, and you've still got to go to Rui. And I don't understand why they don't, play more pick and roll with LeBron and AD. Like, it's just they're beating themselves. 2 games now in this series we had a chance to win, and we blew it.
All right, appreciate the call. Let's take one more final call here. Solomon and Lake Balboa.
Yeah, I know it's Bash LeBron night, and look, in the last 2 games here, he's been god-awful in crunch time.
I could add more people to LeBron
Solomon,
I could add, AD had some interesting moments and some interesting shots. I could throw D'Angelo Russell in the mix. I could help add more players to it if you'd like.
Yeah, listen, AD, this was not his night either. But LeBron as your leader, I just don't like what he's been doing in crunch time. It's not just the blown threes. He's had turnovers. He blew layups. He's missed free throws. And here's the thing. If your legs are tired, LeBron, there's a 4-letter word called pass or give yourself a blow, one of the two. But you will hurt your team if you're not out there. If you're out there and you're just too exhausted to give it what we expect from you as a leader. Thank you for calling in, Solomon.
I want to play.
Man.
I have not got a chance to hear from Jokic at all. George Sedano, of course, from 710 ESPN, was doing radio for ESPN earlier today, or right after the game, and got a chance to connect with Jokic. Let's take a listen to that conversation.
Nikola, this game was in the mud, basically. You guys were able to come back. How were you able to do it?
Yeah, it's a completely different game than the last one. Not so many points, a little bit in the end. Everybody had easy points, but overall, really tough game. Like you said, in the mud, but we found a way to win a game. We had that run at 20-5 or something in the fourth quarter, and we built up the lead, and we won the game.
Defensively, you guys were incredible down the stretch. What was the message about the defense?
I mean, just right. It's a must-win game for us. Everybody was locking, everybody was pushing around, so everybody was how it's supposed to be, actually.
Jamal Murray, 37 points, 23 in the fourth quarter. What can you say about your teammate?
Amazing. He won us the game. He got us going. He made some big shots. He made some big free throws. And I don't know. He was special today.
2-0 going to L.A. What do you need to clean up to try to continue this momentum?
We just need to play the same way. Play aggressive, play tough, don't back down, and we're going to be fine, I think.
All right, that's George Sedano with Nikola Jokic. Sedano, it's interesting listening to that kind of exchange there of really a team that just continues to not really get all the respect, and you got to get to the NBA Finals, or you got to beat a team like the Lakers, or take down a player like LeBron and Anthony Davis to probably start getting more respect. But I will say this, and we'll close out the post-game show with this. I don't think the series is over. I really don't. I think down 0-2, your goal is, if you're the Denver Nuggets, you hold serve. They did. It doesn't mean the Lakers, for any of those saying, the series is done. Well, what if the Lakers go to L.A. and they win their home games and it's tied to a piece? Is the series still done, tied at 2? So I think it's a long way to go before the series is over. Listen, the Lakers have obviously been in both of these games, and Denver has done just enough to win both of these games. So you give credit where it's due, but I certainly don't think that this series is over. All right, couple quick shout-outs here. Thank you to our engineer, Jesse Trujillo, out here in Denver. Thank you to Michael Funches, Laura Romo, Rebecca Womble, everybody back at the studio in L.A. handling business. Josh Martinez from our social media team handling everything on all our social platforms. I'm back on tomorrow. We're going to have all our local shows tomorrow, so I'll be back on tomorrow. Travis is out, so it'll be me and Clinton Yates, and then Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap after that. Next Laker game is coming up on Saturday. Game 3 back in L.A. from Crypto.com Arena. Lakers Nuggets. Local coverage begins at 4. Tip-off set for 5:30. Really appreciate everybody being a part of the show. Anita Marks with Bet LA is coming up next. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Lakers, a must-win in Game 3, Saturday night at Crypto.com.
Lakers basketball on ESPN LA is sponsored by...
Driven by Subaru of Glendale, the #1 volume Subaru retailer in the USA. Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale and SubaruofGlendale.net. Delivered by Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's Big New Yorker pizza has 6 extra-large slices, big enough to hold more cheese on a crispy, fluffy crust that you gotta fold just to eat. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.